Welcome to part 1 of 5 things we loved on the Carnival Fantasy. Are they things you will love too? We'll cover that next. First of all, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and consider subscribing if you like all things cruise related, cruise tips, cruise hacks, things like that. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button before we get started, and we'll jump right into the content. One of my favorite things about these classes of ship is the size of the ship. And what I mean by that is how many people are on board. If you've watched one of my past videos about the Carnival Sunshine, you will see one of my biggest complaints about those classes of ships is the amount of people that you have to stand in a muster drill with. That isn't really a major issue on these ships because they have a limited passenger capacity. But that does not mean that there is not enough ship for everyone to explore. There is tons of room on these vessels, and really, if you think about it, the only difference between many of these ships compared to the mega ships is the amount of rooms that are on board. This class of ship already offers many of the amenities on those mega ships, but just in a smaller package. I love this size of ship. It's my favorite class. The next best thing about the Carnival Fantasy is the layout of the ship. I really love how this ship is laid out. It doesn't technically have some of the things that the bigger ships have, like Ocean Plaza, but that is a good thing in my opinion. Reasoning behind that is we don't have many congregating areas on this ship, which means that there isn't just central places for everybody to gather in large groups, making it very, very crowded. A lot of the gathering areas are actually spread out throughout the ship, which makes it nice and easy to have a relaxing afternoon up on the promenade deck, which is actually a Roman theme if you see, and it is absolutely gorgeous. The layout of the ship is perfect in my opinion for controlling crowds. So if you're definitely one of those people that hate large crowds, the Carnival Fantasy is for you. Another thing I love about the Carnival Fantasy is the passenger to crew ratio. For example, the Carnival Dream has 3,646 passengers at its max capacity and a crew of 1,369 people. As where the Carnival Fantasy has a max capacity of 2,052 guests and a crew of 920, which is a significant amount of crew, almost half of the passenger capacity, as where there is about 1,500 more passengers and less crew aboard the larger mega vessels. Now keep in mind, these statistics are based upon double occupancy, so it may vary based upon your cruise. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think the passenger ratio is better on this ship, or would you find it to be better on a larger ship because of the size difference? Let me know. I think it's great on this ship. Now, this one may not seem too important to some people, and let me know in the comments if that's the case for future videos. But anyway, there wasn't too many negatives about this ship, so I had to come up with something. The buffets is number 4, and they are a lot easier, in my opinion, to navigate than the larger ships where you have the Lido Marketplace. A lot of the selections are in one area. There is only 2 different sides, all within view of one area. And it is not on opposite sides of the ship like some of the larger vessels have, meaning that if they have one side of the buffet, I don't have to walk halfway across the ship to find my bacon and eggs in the morning if I'm a little bit of a late riser. Some of the larger ships will close down the buffets on one side, and then it is really impossible sometimes to find the open buffets. So this makes it a lot easier to navigate. All the buffet areas are in viewable sight of the dining room, and you don't have a bunch of walls separating the different buffets, which is kind of nice. If you want an example of how it's set up, think of Golden Corral. It's all on one straight line, kind of that open view of everything, so you know what exactly is going on. That's what these buffets are set up like. Now, they are slightly small, so you may have a hard time finding a seat in the early morning, so maybe take advantage of being a late riser, and you shouldn't have too many problems finding a seat up there. One of the nice things about this ship was that Guy's Burger actually turns into an omelet station early in the morning, so that did alleviate a lot of the crowding issues aboard this ship. So definitely take a look at the buffet if you're on the ship. It is great. All the desserts are on one place on each side, and then they have a salad bar on a big cylindrical wall. And then Pizza Pirate is actually in there as well at the very back of the buffet area, which is nice, along with the deli, which has my favorite sub, which is the meatball sub. Definitely give that a go. If you're aboard the Carnival Fantasy, it is fantastic. I always end up splurging way too much and getting two. I shouldn't do that. I know it's unhealthy, but hey, I'm on vacation. I don't get to do this very often, so hey, let's go ahead and splurge, right? So yeah, the buffet is one of my favorite buffets on, the Carnival ships. Just through the size, the limited capacity is actually a good thing because you're not having to walk from one side of the ship to the next to find your bacon eggs in the morning, which is kind of nice because you're on vacation. Who wants to go searching for eggs, right? And this brings us to number 5, our last thing that we loved aboard the Carnival Fantasy. And that is, it's going to be a twofold question. That is, number 5 would be kids clubs and movies. First of all, I would like to start with the kids clubs. They are absolutely fabulous aboard the Carnival Fantasy. They have Circle C, they have the teen club, the kids club. They even have night owls aboard this ship, which means that you can pay a premium. I believe it was about $7 an hour up until 1 in the morning, which means that if you were going out to a comedy show, hitting up one of the clubs for yourself, you're going to be able to have someone to watch your children and take excellent care of them. I believe Carnival has one of the best kids programs at sea. Definitely take advantage of that and enjoy it to the fullest. And I just want to point out, just to be clear, do not think just because it's a smaller ship that the kids clubs will suffer. They are awesome. Your kids will have a great time, and you will know without a doubt that your kids are safe and protected while you guys have a great time as well. Now here comes the second part of number 5. You get a bonus thing that I liked about the Carnival Fantasy, and it's also sort of a dislike as well. The Dive-In movies is not available on the Carnival Fantasy, which is one of my favorite things, and honestly a reason why I almost didn't book the Carnival Fantasy. But wait, don't leave yet. There is good news. While dive-in movies are not offered aboard the Carnival Fantasy and these class of ships, it does not mean that there won't be movie time in your week. Not only do they have streaming movies in your room, but they also do have the lounge on the back of these ships that normally host comedy on most of them, but during the day they do have movies scheduled to be screened inside those lounges as well. So if a movie time was something that was going to deter you from booking this class of ship, no worries, I've saved the day. They do regularly screen movies during your week cruise, which is awesome. If you are a movie lover, don't worry. Go ahead and book this class of ship because the Carnival Fantasy has you covered. But guys, I hope you have enjoyed the 5 things that we loved about the Carnival Fantasy. But if you're asking what about the 5 things I disliked about the Carnival Fantasy, well, don't despair. That video is coming very soon. So guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell notification icon so that you are alerted of our future content like this and many more other things as well. But guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting our channel by hitting the subscribe button and making these videos possible.